Hi everybody, and welcome to the phasor portion of our transmission line journey. So the main purpose of this chapter is to take everything that you've learned in transmission lines so far, but re-examine it from the perspective of phasors, or to be able to look at, or in other words, be able to look at how these transmission lines will respond in the presence of a sinusoidal source instead of just a DC signal coming in. And the main reason that this is important is that ultimately in many applications, the transmission lines are described in the form of sinusoids, and the signals that we're dealing with are described in the form of sinusoids. Many of you might have an understanding of why that is from signal processing, but in a nutshell, the main key tool that we have in our signal analysis toolbox is the fact that if the system is linear and time invariant, any signal can be decomposed into a series of sinusoids. And so if you know what the solution looks like for sinusoids of different frequencies, you can then weight those solutions differently and superimpose them to come up with a solution for any kind of different signal as long as it's linear, and you can operate under the assumption of linearity and time invariance. So first of all, the key outcomes that you want to be able to walk away with in this chapter, the first is to be able to get a quick review of phasors and to be comfortable with that. So to be able to convert a sinusoid, which is what the phasor is supposed to represent, into the phasor form and then back. And that's kind of the precursor of what we do in the beginning and at the end of our analysis. So be able to convert a sinusoid back and forth between the instantaneous form that you would see with a t variable and a spatial variable into just the phasor form where you no longer have the letter t inside it. And then second is to then go back and analyze the transmission line to the extent that we have in our previous chapters. So if you're given the basic transmission line setup that you have, in this case, we're just going to look at the basic situation of just a generator transmission line load, but to be able to find the input impedance and to be able to find the phasor expressions of the voltage at different points of the circuit and calculate what the power propagation looks like. In addition, we'll also look at a few new parameters like the voltage standing wave ratio, which is something specific to phasors, and so to be able to calculate that as well. So with that, let's roll out our sleeves and move on to the next video.